بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وعملا وإخلاصا لك يا رب العالمين. Last week, due to the weather, we were not able to have a class. Inshallah, we will resume today where we left off the previous week, where we talked about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam marriage with Khadija, and we talked about his children, and we talked about how many children he had, and inshallah we'll continue as before. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was sent as a messenger before the wahi comes to him, before al-bi'tha we call it. So from the time Prophet ﷺ got married to Khadija until the time where the wahi came to him, this is about 15 years, because Prophet ﷺ got married at the age of 25 and stayed with Khadija, and the wahi came to him at the age of 40, as been explained previously. So during that time, there's a few incidents took place in those 15 years, and inshallah ta'ala, among the incidents that we're going to talk about, an incident talk about rebuilding the Kabbah. What happened? Why the Kabbah need to be rebuilt? There are several narrations that talking about why the Kaaba had to be rebuilt. One of the narration that it says that Mecca has, we call it a sail. A sail is where after the rainfall, a lot of water flood comes down, and where it stays surround the Kaaba. And that water caused the shaking of the walls of the Kaaba. So because of that, the Quraysh doesn't want the Kaaba to be demolished, so they want to fix that from the rainfall. Another narration says that one lady that she used to do the bakhur is where you put the smoke and nice smell comes out, tabkhir, you know what I mean? And while she was doing that, a spark came that touched the cover of the Kaaba. It starts the fire, and it damaged the cover, so that they had to rebuild the Kaaba. The narration also, all these several narrations that available, that the Kaaba's wall were short at that time, and because they're short, it did not have a roof. As Ibrahim and Ismail built the Kaaba, and inside the Kaaba, it was a well, and inside the well that there was a great treasure. A lot of gold. Someone sneaked in and stole that gold from there, and people of Mecca, the leaders, they got together and they said, how could that take place? We are the protector of the Kaaba, so we have to rebuild it more secure or more properly, so such an incident will not take place again. However, all these incidents and all this narration, it leads that the Kaaba had to be rebuilt. How are they going to rebuild it? In Mecca, they are not expert of rebuilding. Why? Because Ibrahim alayhi salam and Ismail, they built the Kaaba with stones and wood. But the traditional way of building in Mecca was with mud. So they were not expert at that. So therefore what they have to do is how to do it. In the same time, a news came that a ship was traveling and got destroyed in the shore of Jeddah. So they said, okay, this is good news, that we can collect, and the ocean has shifted and drifted all the wood to the shore. So they said, we can use that wood to rebuild the Kaaba. So they went and they brought all the wood from the ship, from Jeddah, and they brought it to Mecca. But they're not expert. After a few days, a news came that a Coptic slave, that he was sold and he was bought in Mecca, and he knows how to build with stones. Because as we know that the stone building, it was more popular in the Sham. In the Sham area, in Mecca and Hijaz was more popular is the mud. So he agreed, and they agreed with him that they said, okay, this is another way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is making it easy for us to rebuild the Kaaba. Now they brought him, but someone has to demolish the walls of the Kaaba before they rebuild again. But everyone got scared. Anybody know why they got scared of demolishing or touching even any stone of the Kaaba? Why?
Mainly because it's like a really important thing of Allah.
It is very important things, belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they know what happened to Abraham. Remember we talked about Abraham, how when he tried to demolish the Kaaba and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala destroyed him, so they got scared. That was one of the narrations. Another narration also that they said, it says, there was a big snake inside there, and they thought, the people of Mecca, the Meccanian people, they thought this snake is protecting the Kaaba. Anybody will go near the Kaaba or inside the Kaaba, it will open their mouth and it will scare them off. So everybody got scared. So there are these two narrations that they said that one of them is because they know what happened to Abraham and they were scared that Allah will do something to them because they're going to do that, demolish the walls. And another narration that said because there was a snake inside. However, regarding the snake, after a few days, a bird came, a strange bird that they had no clue where it came from, came and took away the snake. Then they realized that, okay, this is a sign from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us permission to rebuild the wall of the Kaaba. Again, they got scared. Who would dare to will take the first step? Who's going to do that? Everybody's looking, and everybody's looking at each other. Then Al-Walid ibn al-Mughira, he said, I'll do that. And he said, oh Allah, you know, this is your house, and we're only trying to do something good to rebuild your house. Though they were mushrikeen, but this is what he said. Though they were committing shirk and worshipping idols, but they turned to Allah and they said, Ya Allah, you know, this is your house, and we only want khair. We don't want to do any evil to the Kaaba. We just want to rebuild it and do the renovation. So he went and he started striking with his tool. He broke the first side of the wall, started digging between the two corners. When he started digging between the corners, people are watching. People got scared even more. And they said, okay, nothing happened to him right now, nothing happened to him. And he started demolishing the wall slowly. And they said, maybe something will happen tomorrow. We'll wait till tomorrow and we'll see what's going to happen to him. He went home and nobody dared to touch the walls. And nobody even dared to go near the Kaaba. They thought maybe something would happen. He went home. The next day, he came back strong. Nothing happened to him. So then they knew that it's okay to do that. Then they start demolishing, and everybody trying to help to demolish the walls. They demolished the wall, and they went all the way to the foundation. The foundation where the Kaaba was built on. Until they reached the foundation. When they reached the foundation, everybody was watching until they reached a layer of green stone. And those green stones were put together such a nice way, you know what I mean, are set together side by side that there is no gap in between them. When one of them tried to remove those stones, also to narration that something happened. When he tried to remove one of those foundation stones, those green stones, the whole Mecca started shaking like an earthquake. So everybody got scared and they left them alone. And another one, they said that when he tried to put his tool to take out one of those stones, a light came out from underneath. So then they left it. Everybody got scared and they left it and they said, okay, we will rebuild on top of this foundation. It was deep in the ground. So they said, okay, we're going to build. But they agreed, we're not going to just build it like that because this is the house of Allah. And the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have to build it with the pure money. We cannot just let anyone come and tip in and help in to build. We have to make sure that the money, the source of the money has to be clean, pure. So they made rules and regulation. Anybody's helping, his money has to be clean. How is it clean? They say it has to make sure that the money that he's bringing, not from unlawful source. What do they consider unlawful source, or they consider as is not a good source, not pure source? They used to do, because they were indulged with the haram so much that the pure was so little. And the halal money at that time, it was very little. Among the rules, they said, the money, whoever is helping the money, it has to be, make sure that is from a source, is not being used as in a person being oppressing, like cheating, robbing, or taking the money from unlawful source, or bringing the money from a business where they used to use as the prostitute to sell the women or sell the jawari to make money out of them, which was for them something's not good, but people used to do that. So they said money from that source, we will not accept it. Money from a place where people oppressed others, dhulm, you know what I mean, we will not accept it. Also, one of the strange things, that any money that a source of it, interest, we will not accept it. So they know interest is not good, they know all this is not good, yet they used to do it. So they said we will not accept any of these kind of money format. It has to be clean earning. When they tried to collect the money, it wasn't enough, it wasn't sufficient. Originally, the Kabbah, if you ever visited right now, the Mecca right now, when you see the Kabbah, originally you will see a little half circle beside the Kabbah. We call that Hijr Ismail. Actually, that was part of the Kabbah. This whole thing was the Kabbah. But because they did not have sufficient fund and clean fund, they said, okay, we'll make it up to that part and we will continue after when we have enough fund. And it was left like that until now. Nobody changed the format and the shape of it until now. It kept it like that. It was changed later on, but again, put back again. But the design of it, it's still the way it was Prophet ﷺ at that time. At that time, Prophet ﷺ, he was 35 years old. So they start building the Kaaba until they reach the Blackstone. When they reach the Blackstone, everyone's fighting. Who's going to have the honor to install the Blackstone? Who's going to put it? So every tribe in Mecca was fighting. They want to have that honor. They want to install. The people of Protector of the Kaaba, they say, we will install it. Other people, we want to have that honor. Look what they used to fight for. They used to fight for this kind of honor and this kind of the great opportunity to take, you know. feeding the Hajji, giving water to the Hajji, you can do that every year, but that occasion, it can only happen once in lifetime. So everybody's fighting, everybody agreed that they're going to kill each other, everybody wants to do it. Until a wise man was watching, and he was an older man. And in the narration it says that he was also the eldest of Quraysh. He was the eldest man, was living at that time. His name, Abu Umayyah. He is the father of Umayyah, and he was 120 years old. So he said, why are you guys fighting and killing each other? Why don't you have someone to judge between you guys and have someone to come up with a solution that who will put and who will install that Blackstone? Then they agreed, they said, okay, we'll have someone, but who? They asked him. They all agreed that we're going to have someone who's going to judge between us, who will have the honor to install the Blackstone. They asked him, who do you think the judge is supposed to be? He said, okay, the first man who would enter from the gate of Bani Shayba, he will judge, and will let him decide who will have the honor to install the Blackstone. So everybody was sitting down and watching. Who is going to be the first man to enter from that gate? And it was the qadr of Allah. Prophet ﷺ entered. Everybody agreed and everybody cheered. They were so happy and excited. They said, As-Sadiq al-Amin, he is the truthful, he is the honest, and he's the trustworthy. We agreed, let him judge who's going to install the Blackstone. So they told him the story, and this is what happened. And look, this is another preparation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's preparing him how to judge between people, how to be a qadi. It's a preparation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how to use his wisdom. So everybody will be happy and satisfied with his decision, with his rules that he sets for the people. So they told him, this is the story, everybody's fighting. Then the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam took out his cover, his cover, and he said, okay. Then he rolled the Blackstone and he put it on his cloth. Then he asked all the leaders of the tribes to come around, and everyone will participate to carry the Blackstone to its original place. Everybody agreed and everybody was happy. So everyone agreed, all the leaders agreed, all the leaders of the tribes agreed, everyone holding from one side, from one edge, all of them together. They left the Blackstone, and Prophet ﷺ, with his pure hand, he set it in that position. And everybody was agreeing, and alhamdulillah, it was installed. The Blackstone that you see right now, this is not the complete Blackstone that you see right now. This is actually the pieces that left from it. There's another thing that I wanted to mention to you, that at the time of Al-Qaramita, they were so envious, they came and they tried to break the Blackstone to build another Kabbah close to Bahrain, in that area, or Al-Hassam. They tried to build another, and they said they stole the Blackstone. And when they stole the Blackstone, it got broken. So I think they held it for about 60 years. Another version says that it was kept away from the Kaaba for 20 years, until the Muslim opened up that area and they conquered the area, and they returned the Blackstone to original place where Prophet ﷺ, he has said it, but it was broken. So what they did is they had some kind of dough to put it together so it will stay together. So majority of it is made from the aqiq of the dough, but if you see little chips that left in there, that it's appearing, that is the actual Blackstone. So it's a mix of Blackstone and another dough that held it together right now. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have curse on those Qaramita who tried to destroy the Blackstone. But this is the story of rebuilding the Kabbah and installing the Blackstone to where it is. So right now, if you look at the Kabbah, actually, if you have the opportunity to go for Umrah or to go for Hajj, you know what I mean, and you were able to pray inside that little half moon circle, you know, you'll be getting the reward as if you prayed inside the Kaaba. You know, because inside praying inside there, it is as if you are praying inside the Kaaba actually. So try to take, if you can, I mean, when you are visiting, take that opportunity and try to pray inside, because that is part of the Kaaba. But the reason why it is like that, because as I said, it wasn't sufficient fund to rebuild the whole Kaaba like that, because they needed pure money, so that's why they left that portion and build. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us and give us tawfiq. Wa akhir da'wana alhamdulillah. Inshallah ta'ala, maybe in the next halaqah we will talk about what happened to the Prophet ﷺ when he started going to the mountain, and we'll talk about the wahi and the bi'tha inshallah ta'ala. Jazakumullah khair.